Sulaiman Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals, the only breaker of the 7 seals. So anyone is coming to you claiming they're this or that, just ask one question. Are you the Lamb? That's the one who we should be listening to, the Master of the Covenant in the last days, the one is seeking. Ask them one question. Other than that, have you broke the 7 seals? Do you understand what the angel or the book of Revelations is saying? Do you understand that book? Have you broken the seals? If they say no, then bye. There's nothing nothing here. Right? Waste my time over. They say yes, then prove it. See? And then they be discovered as a liar. Because they don't know. They're guessing. Elijah Muhammad himself did not know. And Master Muhammad himself did not know either. That doesn't change the fact they are the God and the messenger. But they didn't know it either, so they're not the Lamb. There's only one person in the entire universe be able to do that. Just one. See? That should tell you something in and of itself. It says no one in heavens or earth, under the earth. Now, if you say it's this spiritual God you're talking about, he's got to be in one of those places in heaven, earth, on the earth. There's no God, no man, or no devil, because, they tell you the devil's under the earth, right? No one but the Lamb. They couldn't even look at it. What does it mean they couldn't look at it? Right? Couldn't even guess and get it right. Even the guessers, no guesser has gotten it right. Nothing Elijah Muhammad said about the revelation is correct. Nothing. He thought the 24 elders there was the 24 scientists. Incorrect. And we can prove everything we say here. But one of the problems you have is, and that's your personal problem in a way, because someone says the problem is that if you do find the person who's broke the seals, how would you know they broke the seals? Because you'd have to understand what they're showing you. And most of you would not be able to do that. Almost all of you would not be able to do that. That's a problem for you yourself, because how can you prove it? How can you prove an equation someone doesn't know mathematics? So much, brothers and sisters. But the good news is you're going to snap out of it. Make your own agreement planet with God and the universe. You're going to snap out of it. Male and female, you're going to snap out of it. Be forced to snap out of it. Then you have a choice. Then you were given a choice. No one's going to force you. Do you want to return home or you want to stay with the devils? I don't see that's an easy, that don't seem like, I think that's an easy choice, but I don't know. Some of you so mesmerized by them, right? So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Anyway, great fear. Great fear is about to grip America. Great fear. I can't emphasize that enough. Great fear, and you're going to be caught up in it too. Because even if you had some idea what's going on, you've been thrown out, you're still not going to be ready for what you're about to see. How can you be? Unprecedented. You're not going to be, right? And when I say fear going to grip America, it's going to grip America from coast to coast, north to south, coast to coast. Right? Great fear. People in fear, what they do? They resort to violence. When people in great fear, they don't fall in love. They resort to violence because they want to remove that fear. Fear is the worst emotional. It's even stronger than love. Anything is the worst emotional state anyone can be in. Fear. because it demands action. Fear demands action. And sometimes the action is so demanding that you result to inaction. You say, is that a contradiction? Yes, it's not really a contradiction, because the fear is so great, it demands action, but you're so confused by the fear that you don't know what action to take. And so you're paralyzed like a deer in headlights. You see the truck coming at him, and they know it's about to destroy him, right? And it's happening so fast, and they can't think, they get confused, and so they don't do anything. Because they got so many choices, and they can't decide what choice to take. Their brain can't move fast enough to say, what choice should I take before that truck hits them? You see? So that's what happens. This fear will come so fast and so furious, right? See? Well, I mean, you're going to get stages of fear. That first stage, fear is going to come to you suddenly. Bam! It says, man's heart should fail for fear of those things coming. If haven't got it yet. So if you in great fear, that's causing you heart attacks based on something that has not gotten here yet, but you perceive is on the way, what you think will happen when it gets here. Your heart is failing already in anticipation. And so when it gets here, right? In the case of a deer in headlights, he does have a choice. He can move out of the way of it. But this one, you're not going to be able to move out of the way of it. You're like the deer. He's in a cage and he can't move, and you see it coming. Oh. Okay. And even if he was able to take he couldn't take an action. Even if he, right, could think, there's no action to take because he's locked into this cage. And no death is coming. You know, maybe he's dead by the time he gets there. Because it's telling you, by the time the fear gets here, many people will be dead when the fear actually gets here. If they had heart attacks, the hearts are failing, many people, perhaps millions of people, be dead before it even got here. In other words, when false Israel goes down, that's going to cause heart attacks. Universal heart attacks in America, because you don't understand the impact of that idea on people's minds. That was a justification of all the stuff they're doing. So they may feel good about themselves. Oh, who was raping and beating those children, feeding their children to alligators stuff. Hey, God cursed them. God cursed them. Cursed them black. See? Cursed to be slaves forever. God cursed them. So whatever we do to them, we're doing God's will. It says people are doing evil to you, thinking they're doing God's will. God's punishing. He put in our hands to punish them. And the more he punishes them, the more God's going to please. You know, they think that way. The more we punish them, the more pleased God's going to be with us. The more we punish him, the more pleased God was going to be with us. Can you imagine that? So slavery, what they call slavery, Holocaust, that's why Abraham saw a vision of horror. Because these people would have no mercy on you whatsoever, none, zero. In fact, it was beyond mercy. It was beyond anything like that, because they'd be intentionally inflicting you, intentionally, because they thought, the more I beat them, the more God's going to love me. The more I curse them, the more I rape them, the more I beat them, the more I tear them apart, the more I burn them, because God hates them. And so we're the will of God. And the more I do it, I'm pleasing God. So if you think you're pleasing God by doing that, aren't you going to do a lot of it? Is there going to be a limit to what you do? See, you don't understand this, brothers and sisters. That's a sealed Bible. That was the guidance that they was giving them. I'll talk about that again in a minute. So the thing is that great fear is coming, because when they realized they weren't doing God's will, or no, they were doing God's will, right? Satan is the God's will he was doing. And that's what you need to understand, brothers and sisters. They tell you, who is the God's world? The God's world is Satan. Jesus told you the God's world is Satan. So when they say God, that's who they're worshiping. Because look, he said, know them by their works. What do you got to do? You got to come in and scratch your behind and kiss you? To get you to understand what he's saying, he said, Satan is the God of this world. Number one. He said, and you will do the works of Satan. Now, what are the works of Satan? What are the works of genocide, slavery, murder, death? Are not works of Satan? If they're not, then who works are they? Isn't that the works that America's been doing? Isn't that the works that America's been doing? Invading countries, raping, murdering, all along the way, stealing. Isn't that America's works? So I tell you that's the God. Because when Satan approached Jesus, and Jesus in the desert, hungry, right? And he approached him. He didn't say, hey, man, I wish I could get that America, man. If I get that America, I have everybody. He didn't say that. Oh, man, they would just come around. He said, I got all the nations, all of them, including Arabia. I got all. I just ain't got you. I just ain't got you. And if you've been down and served me, I'll put you in charge of all those nations. Is that not what he said? So isn't all these nations worship America? All of them? Only Jesus was the only one that wasn't. He was going to claim his own to himself and make them like himself. All the nations is worshiping Satan, including the jinn. They try to look like Satan. When you understand who Satan is, now they got to try to get white like Satan. Because see, we're black, so we're evil. So the opposite must be the good. But it's just the opposite of that. We're the original, most beautiful people on the planet. But it's no, you're the wicked, evil. See, it switches everything around. So now you got Arabia, they're trying to be like Satan. They're bleaching themselves white and everything else, even calling Satan their brother. They're calling Satan their brother. How can you miss this? They say that false Israel is Isaac. They say, yeah. They say, our brother, we Ishmael and they're Isaac. Yeah, that's what they say. They say, yeah, they're Jews. They are brothers. But there's a war between us and them. You understand? They say false Israel is Isaac. That means they're saying it's their brother. That means Satan is their brother. That's what he's telling you. And who's supporting Satan? America. Who's supporting Satan? America. See, once you put things in perspective, everything falls into place. Well, you know who Satan is? See? I mean, if you just know who Satan is, forget all the rest. That's enough right there. Who's supporting him? They could, the Arabs say, well, man, we got so much problem. Is Isaac giving so much trouble? But they feeling Isaac. It's like you're feeding your cancer. Right? See? They're feeding them. They're fueling them. False Israel could not do anything without oil and gas. And actually, they had to get their weapons for America. They get their planes. They don't build jet planes and stuff over there. And who fuels them? Why are they taking oil from Syria? You understand? So, I see. All you got to do is ask a couple of questions. The whole thing falls apart. Ask a question. Well, if falls are so bad, then why are you fueling them? Because if you start fueling them, that'll be the end of them. They couldn't go to war. They couldn't fight you. Say, oh, well, America, hold it. By the time America got enough, they run out of fuel, you cut them off. Right? They can't fight. They have to conserve what they have to maintain their population with it to the extent they can. By the time America get there, bosses are gone. They could have defeated Foster a long time ago. They could never even come into existence. But they did because they in collusion with all the other people who's ripping us off. It says, all nations be blessed by your seed. What do you mean blessed? Be blessed, they use a translation, but blessed means you're giving somebody something that they don't deserve. That's one interpretation. See? Because if you deserve a blessing, I mean, you got to watch that word carefully. See? Because they use that word blessing. I'm very leery of the English language. Because we're gonna see blessings. We're gonna get a lot of blessings. We use that word, but I think that's a bad word to use. You see? Because blessings, right, mean, if you understand it, really means something you don't deserve. But we deserve. Because it's injustice. It's injustice. Because you're getting something you don't deserve. See? That's why we got to get away from this language. It's so messed up. See? And so when you put it, and it causes other things to become more confusing. See? So we're going to get growth. See? But the point is, by definition, growth would be a blessing, wouldn't it? Because you're growing. I mean, right? You're growing. It means you're getting something that was more than you had before. You see what I'm saying? The conflict there. So I'm going to use the word, but you understand it. See? So the point is that this is how you'll see all nations be blessed. That's what it means. Because everybody's living off of us. America got rich off of us. China's getting rich off the jobs that they want us to have. So is India. Let me tell you a little thing about. I was going to do a TikTok thing on this. Let me speak this a minute. A little history lesson here. Let me finish this fear. Okay. This is about to happen, brothers and sisters. You know, back in the 70s, they got a thing called SIC, SIC code, SIC. And you probably don't know what it is. You probably never heard of it. But if you got a tax accountant, if you ask them, they probably know what it is because it's also related to your taxes. It's called Standard Industrial Codes. That's what it stands for, Standard Industrial Codes. And what it is that every time a new industry comes up, they give it a code, a nomenclature, so to speak, right? A code. Say, okay, this is it's usually a numeric code. I mean, not numeric, but this is a code. It says, well, yeah, it could be, but I can't speak to it. I've never seen the whole range. But they give you a code. And this code says, like, if you're in a medical field, they have a certain SIC code for that. If you're in the military, SIC code for that. If you're in manufacturing, and it depends on what kind of manufacturing, right? And so they got one for that. So when the computers came online, because first it came out in the military and then transferred to civilian, and then IBM was the biggest corporation that was handling computers, manufacturing and whatever. IBM was the big dog. It was the only dog for a while. Then Univac came on, and then so it went from there. But they had that, and they had things, PCs and laptops and none of that stuff, right? And no personal computers. Only people had them was like the big corporations, and a lot of them didn't have it. It's like UPS. UPS didn't automate until in the 80s. They didn't automate in the 80s, and they was forced to because FedEx came online, and they compared to her, and they was automated, so UPS was still doing things manually. Because I know I worked on a system that automated UPS up in New Jersey. So anyway, when the computers came out, they said, okay, we need to find out what's the best demographic that could work this new industry, because they want to be prepared, and want to develop that so when they start moving that direction, they have people that's qualified to handle that, right? And so so what they did was they did demographics, and they were surprised the outcome because it came out that black people, original people, were the best people to do computer programming. And this language called COBOL at the time. I know I worked it, and that was surprised a lot of people. So when Carter was president at the time, so what he did was he said, okay, he was practical. So he said, hey, we need to move fast because this is a powerful industry. Like when you move from agriculture age to industrial age, now you move to the AI age, right? So we need to move quick. So he said, okay. And I don't think he thought through the consequence. But anyway, it's okay. So then they got a cooperation between IBM, that was the big dog at the time, Urban League, that was one that most represented black economic situations, right? Urban League, right? It was more like NSP was more social, but Urban League was more like economics. And so they got together and they had joint. So in other words, Urban League would do recruiting, black people. That's what it was, recruiting black people, right? And recruit them. And IBM would furnish the teachers and instructors, right? And they'd also furnish also the hold on, and also the equipment, right? Computers. Urban League would like do the recruiting, also the space where they was the schools, classes, stuff would go on, the administrative side of it. And then and I found out about, I was walking down the street one day, this brother walks up to me and say, hey, would you like to get into computers? And I'd already been in computers and I was in the Army, right? So, and this was right after Elijah Muhammad departed. And everybody was running around trying to figure what to do next, right? And I didn't have a job. Like I said, when I was in Nation of Islam, I was 100%. I was a foreman for Muhammad's newspaper. I lived in the Nation of Islam complex. My car was financed through the Nation of Islam bank. I bought my food from the Nation of Islam store and so forth, whole 9 yards. So all that was going by Farrakhan, the Redeemer, the Messiah. All that was going by him overnight. Now they don't want to say that. Oh, Nation of Islam fell. Hey, he's the one that destroyed it. Period. Case closed. Ain't no argument on that one. I was there. So I'm walking by. I walk down the street one day, by walking, hey man, oh yeah, of course. And said, okay, he told me about the program, you don't have to pay for it. It was a free program. In fact, they actually paid you. A 3-month course, right? And if you can't, and they had an agreement with the local industry that the top 10% that they would hire them. So all the companies that had, what was that? Montgomery Ward was one of them. Sears and Roebuck. I was in Chicago, right? And it was all the companies didn't have it yet, but Montgomery Ward was out front. They was deep. They got deep into it, computers. So I made sure I came out first in that class because being a name like Raheem, I said, hey boy, I knew I was gonna be a problem. So I came out first in the class, but IBM refused to honor the agreement because I was gonna go to IBM. They was the one, right? I said, okay, I'm out of my choice. And they came out with some BS excuse to keep me because they didn't want me in there. But that was the agreement. They were supposed to do that. So Montgomery Ward was fallback, so I went there. So this program was going on until Reagan came online. And Reagan came online and said, heck with that, man. He's killed that program just like that. See, because they trying to hide what come out. They want the niggas with that knowledge. They'll be free, independent. We're gonna be control them anymore. They have money. This will be living next door to me. He married my daughter. See, no, he cut that. And they came out with this movie called I'm Alive #5. At that time, you couldn't find an Indian America. Maybe it was some Gunga Jin movie or something, right? But you couldn't find one. They had little communities. We had one little community in Jersey, right? Handful of people, you didn't know they was there unless you was going from New Jersey through Jersey City into New York. And this little community was right there, hardly any. And that's the only time you ever see them. And you probably didn't see them then unless it was outside. You couldn't find one. They came to this movie called I'm Alive #5, where it was an Indian guy. Hardly anybody knew anything about India. Knew anything. He took a robot, right, and made it alive. It made a living thing. And oh man, that dude, boy, cool. He got to be really smart. He turned a computer, a robot into a living thing, and it was that I'm alive number 5. That's what number 5 was the name of the computer, and he said I'm alive, and that what they said purposely to make you right, to make you think Indians was the smartest people on the planet when it comes to computers. That was the way they were going to set this thing up. Next thing you know, they start flooding them into a country. Now, the Urban League, not the Urban League, but so-called Black Caucus and all them up there, they know all about this because they demons. They ain't trying to stop it. They promote it. And they say, they try to put a Band-Aid on it and says, well, only time that you can do that is if you can't find American, they say. Right? American, they can't do it. They never followed that. First of all, they made sure you never got into the schools. They closed those schools down, urban league schools down, and they steered away black people from computers, right? And so forth and so on. Because I know, that was my business. I started my own business once I got into it, learned how to do it. I started my own consulting business. Right? So it did. It shut down. And so now they flood them in. Because they'd rather have them in than you. Because they were their fallback condition. Because they can send them back home. They didn't want you to get it because they couldn't control. They wouldn't be able to control you. Because see, they got the whole world thinking you stupid people, you ignorant people. So it was justified for us to do what we did to you because we was actually helping you. Because like you beat a errant child, a stupid errant child trying to wake him up. That's the way they characterize us to the world. But if we was running the computers, that means we was running the brains of the country. We control the brains of the country. They couldn't get away with that no more. How these people stupid if they run the computers? That's the brains of the country. They're the ones running it. So you got the Indians in doing it. And they downplay it, and they said they can send them back home, so they say. And they keep you out of it. Because I tell you, when I was as a consultant, the only blacks that ever saw it, they didn't know a goddamn things. Like, they gonna find you guys off the street and, because they didn't even know how to do, most of them didn't know how to program anything. I said, why are you in here? How you even get in here? Affirmative action or whatever. They made sure those ones got in so they can always say, see, they don't know anything. We got to help them and all this stuff. I used to try to tell it, wake people up, say, hey, man, let me show you how this works. And when they found they get rid of me or they break the contract or they do something, right? They keep me from waking them up. You understand, brothers and sisters? I go on and on and on about things like they do. Okay? This stuff is purposely done. Because they don't want you, they know that you're superior in every way. But as long as you don't know you're superior and you're stupid and you keep you blind to it, right? They can keep controlling you. I tell you about a situation where women control, the first thing they would do is stop you from going to the gym. They outlaw you going to the gym. Because they mandatory them have to go to the gym. They have every female has to go to the gym, has to spend 2 hours every gym, building muscles and carrying on. But men, you cannot go anywhere near that gym. So therefore they can always have greater strength and you keep you under control. And you keep buying this stuff. And that's why fear is going to grip you. Fear is going to take some of you down. Because even in the sight of, I know you sleep. And that was put you to sleep. But goddamn. Some of you ain't even snoring. You're just totally dead. I mean, like, is that person alive at all? I mean, if they start snoring, you think, well, at least they're alive. Some of you ain't even doing that. And you got eyes, you just refuse to open them. That's the problem. Now, I ain't down. I ain't angry at you. You'd be angry at yourself because you're the one's going to be lost for that lack of knowledge. You're the ones putting yourself in jeopardy because right now you don't need to. Because since 2020 rather, you've been outside of control of the devils. They're tapped into 2019. And so it's on you now So I want to talk about this capitalism thing too again. But great fear. Great fear. It's going to grip all, it's going to catch all of you. It's going to catch all of us. Right? See? My fear is not for him. My fear is for you. It's going to grip me too. Okay? Because it's going to catch me unexpected too. I mean, I know it's near. I don't know if it's tomorrow morning or maybe 5 minutes from now. That's a problem for me. I don't like it. I tell you right now, I don't like it. See? They said no one knows but Master Muhammad. All I know is I go close. Angel brings me. In fact, Angel, I get angry at that because but they did say, so when I look at the date there, it gets a date there, I should be careful with the date because I already told me that's not the correct date. But you got to prophesy that date anyway. What? Oh man, that Jonah thing. That's a book you need to read. You need to understand it. The Book of Jonah. That's a book you need to read. You never see anything like that in any scripture, in the Quran or Bible. Anyway, you'll see anything like that. Jonah and God in an argument. Jonah pissed off at him. Jonah just want he want to commit suicide on this thing. He said he wish he was dead. He's really pissed off. He got punished. Right? Because he didn't want to do something that God told him to do something he knew God wasn't going to do it. That called is God a liar? See, I mean, that book is, you got to know something to get in that book. Because you come out and say, well, God must be a liar. Because it says right there, he told Jonah he was going to do something, then he didn't do it. He said, wait a minute, God does that? God does something like that. He tells somebody to do something that he know he ain't going to. I want you to go out and tell people I'm going to destroy this country in 40 days. Jonah said, no, you ain't. Jonah questioned right there. He said, wait, you ain't going to do that? You see what I'm saying? You don't see nothing like this in Scripture anywhere. Nothing like the book of Jonah. God said, he talking to God. He said, wait a minute, you ain't going to do that. God said, yeah, I am. You better go out and tell me. I ain't going to do it. I ain't do that. And then, okay, now you are a demon out for 3 years because I told you to do it. You won't do it. Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. And I go and do it and tell people that. And then 40 days come, it don't happen. Wait a minute, I see. What the hell are you doing here? You told me to do this. I said I ain't going to do it. I know you wasn't going to do it. And then I go do it. And then you don't do it like I said to begin with. So what the hell is going on here? What are you doing? What's the... Ain't you got a problem with that? Goddamn right, I got a problem with it. I'm looking like a fool here. And now, people call me a false prophet. Because you tell me to do something I know is you ain't going to do it. And now I got to tell people, prophesize this. And then you ain't going, and then you don't do it. You don't support me. And I end up on Demon Island for 3 years. And what the hell is going on here? See, you ain't gonna find a book like that any place in Scripture. And the deeper meaning is too much for me to try to explain to you, brothers and sisters. I don't like it. Jonah didn't like it at all. He didn't like it. He got no argument with God. You don't see anybody argue with God. Not even Satan don't argue with God. No, only in Jonah. It's a whole another world there, boy. Right? I know it's close though. She'll know exactly when. And up to my point, I said, well, hell. I mean, okay, I don't have to know. So I lay back. I don't have to know exactly. I mean, if I'm in the ballpark. But why I got to go out and tell people that that's going to happen? And you know damn well it ain't going to happen. And that's the problem, like. Because now you make me look like a fool and I don't know what I'm doing. But see, there's some deeper wisdom there. You see? I tried to get a little taste of it the other day. See? Because the scientists, they saw this event. They saw what was going to happen. They saw it happen to everybody. They said, okay, if this guy says this, right? If we put the script, if we read the script this way, it's going to cause this to happen, it's going to cause that to happen. Right? So, if this guy keep going down this road, it's a nice road, man. It's a beautiful road. He couldn't keep on this road. See? And he's going on the road and signs say, hey, right? See, but he don't realize that down about 5 miles down, excuse me, be a pothole and it's going to cause the car to flip over and kill everybody in the car. We don't know that. So what we're going to do, if we're going to change one of the signs and say, because it's like a fork in the road, and we're going to change the sign and say, right? So it looks like to change the direction. So the one that's going to where he wants to go is the left side, and the one that's going away from there on the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch it. So he can go down the road that he don't want to go down because he's trying to get there. He said, I got to beat on this time. If we go on this road, man, it's going to take way off course. Way off course. And it's going to be late. If you take that road, because you have to come back and go. But we're going to do that. So then he's going down there. He 2 hours down, he said, hey, man, we should be there by now. Then he's finding out, man, this was the wrong road. And he's pissed off. He's angry. Damn, what the hell? Who did that? Who changed the damn sign? He's angry as hell. He's mad. He want to curse somebody out. See? In the meanwhile, right, you got construction crew. They realize there's there's power out there, this big sinkhole, whatever, and they fixing it. See? So by the time he gets back, 2 hours back, and then back down to there, by the time he gets, he never knows the place repaired. He never knew it was a sinkhole. He going on. He never knew. He never knew there was a problem that could have killed him. Never know. So he could be pissed off all the time. Man, I don't know who that would. Man, look here. Then when he gets going, man, look, I was on my path here, and somebody changed the sign. I went down the wrong direction, man, and now I'm late. I'm all late and everything else, man. You know, I'm pissed off, man. I'm gonna call the governor and tell him, what the hell are you doing over there? You got people change the sign. Simply he never know what happened, but his life was saved. He pissed off the person that saved it. He ain't the person that saved it. Whoever changed that sign, I wish I could get my hands on him. I'd break his damn neck. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it is, but my only conclusion is, and not just my conclusion, is if I hadn't done that away, some disaster would have had happened. I don't like it. Like that guy wouldn't like it. And I tell you right, I don't like it. Right? But because right now, there's certain people think, oh, man, that guy don't know what he's talking about. Maybe it's good. Because they thought if they knew I was, then they say, hey, man, we need to get rid of this guy. Whatever. I'm just saying, I still don't like it. Because I'm just conjecturing that might be where it is. It might be where it is. See? I'm just conjecturing. I don't know. For sure. But I know things like that do happen. You know, because I've had instances like that in my life that something happened and it looked like it was bad, but because it did happen, it turned out to be a good thing for me. It's a good thing it did happen, right? So, you know, so I give you examples. Anyway, I'm just pointing it out. But Jonas, that book, boy, oof. And that's a sign of Jonah. That's part of it. Anyway, let's move on, brothers and sisters. Fear. Okay, this wasn't my topic. I forgot to change it, but anyway. I'm going to talk about a couple of things, brothers and sisters. I meant to change that, and obviously I forgot. But we can talk about Legion. What I want to talk about right now is economics. I hinted on that earlier when I was talking about blessings. See, let me see what I've got going, what I have next year. What's on the menu? Okay, we'll talk about that too. But blessings. See, do I have this here? Let me see what. No, it's not there. Okay, I don't know where I put it. So let's back up. Well, we can stay here. I talk about seasons. There's 4 seasons every year, but not a 24,000 year cycle. Roughly 24,000 year cycle. There's 4 seasons, 6,000 years apiece. Most people didn't catch on to that. And so this is really the winter season we just come out of. Now we're going into the spring. 6,000 years we've been in the winter. The worst winter ever. Right? We have more winters, but not like this. Nothing like this. We still have those 6,000 year periods continuing. Right? We're going to spring. And Master Muhammad, that's why I call him the Lord of the Dawn. He's the Lord of the Spring. He's going to rule the next 6,000 years, and then we're back to the tribe of Shabazz again. And they had the summer. So he's preparing us he's preparing us for the summer. Because Elijah Muhammad told us, he said Master Muhammad is a made God, but he said the original God is more powerful. Now, Farrakhan ain't going to tell you that, because they lie and they distort stuff, but that's what Elijah Muhammad said. He said Master Muhammad is a made God, but he said the original gods are more powerful. He didn't say he wasn't original. So he didn't say that. He said he was a made God. In other words, anyway. So during this period of time, you have every system going to have, every season has economic concerns. Right. In the spring, right, you start planting food and everything. You can hold different thing because you're preparing, right, for the rest of the year, food and everything. So that's your driving. That's driving economics. In the summer, what's the driving economics in the summer? And then the fall, right? Then the winter. So everyone has an economic, the way your concerns, not just your economic, but your social concerns, your intellectual concerns, they're different. Right? Survival terms are different. In summertime, man, it may be trying to offset the heat. In wintertime, you're trying to offset the cold. See, so you have different ways of dealing with things because seasons require demands, make different demands on you. Okay? We can't control the seasons. That's why I said make demands on us, because what we can do is we control the quality, but we can't control the seasons. Control the quality of the winter, right? By preparing for the winter and the fall. So therefore, we can survive the winter in comfort. That's the quality of it, but you can't change the fact it's going to be winter. It's going to be snow. You can't change the fact it's going to be summer. It's going to be heat and everything else. So okay, let's plant some trees and get some shade and stuff. You see what I'm saying? So we just came through. You have a certain guidance, and that's what I can't emphasize enough. When they write those scriptures, they write it for the seasons. And it's okay, for this season, they're going to need this scripture. This is the mind they need. Scripture is your mind that you need. Now, see this other guy who was talking all day? He's Naim Akbar, I think his name is. And I knew there was a Naim Akbar was Elijah Muhammad, but I didn't know this. And they tried this to me. He was the one. I don't remember what he looked like, and he got a video on it. He talking about economics, stuff like that, right? But right away, I knew he didn't talking about because he confused the brain and the mind together. He couldn't see. Most people think they're the same thing. It's not. It's not. Your brain's the hardware. Your brain's the software that controls the hardware. Two different things. Christianity is a mind. It's not your brain. You can't change your brain, but you can change your mind. You can strengthen your brain and weaken it, right? But you can't change it. You can't get a new brain, right? That's hardware. The religion is a software, right? Religion is software. It's the primary software that's going on nowadays. Because before 5,000 to 50,000 years ago, there wasn't anything to religion. Your mind was mathematics. Mathematics is a mind. That's the mind you've lost. See? And that's the mind that makes things happen. Because all this reality you see right here is all mathematically based. Now you can talk about all this spiritual stuff and Jesus and all that stuff you want to, right? And you can't prove none of it. But the point is, it's still all, Jesus does not pay your bills. He does not run electricity. He does not put gas in your car. He doesn't run your engines. Neither did Shiva. Neither did Buddha. None of them. You can't buy a car that runs off of Buddha gas, or Christian gas, or Jesus gas. See? If you want a car, you pray for it all you want to, right? And it's not going to pop up if it pops in the garage. How did it get there? Because someone got paid for it, and they got a receipt. It didn't pop up from heaven. You can pray all you want. Oh, I prayed Jesus gave me a car. Then why do you have to go to the dealer to get it? Did you get it from Jesus or you get it from the dealer? Oh, he made the dealer give it to me. Oh, he made the dealer. Well, then why you got to pay the dealer? See, all this is goddamn bullshit. But you don't ask any questions. See? You ain't got no car that runs off of Christian gas. If you run out of gas, you can pray all you want to. Ain't no gas going to appear in that damn car. Oh, Jesus put gas in my car, really? Why don't you stop at Jesus' gas station? Just let me shut up, boy. Ooh. These days, boy, they trying to give me a double stroke. Because I tell you, some of this stuff is so off the page. And you say, how you get into that? Because that's energy deprivation. Because you got a mental deficiency because you don't have enough energy to operate your mind on a top level. Just like, for instance, if you short on gas, you ain't going to be running around here 890 miles an hour in your car. You ain't going to use the top performance because you ain't got that much money. You're going to try to ease, run, and lose as you can to say to conserve. So if you ain't got that much money, you ain't going to be buying the steaks and stuff. You're going to be buying maybe some dog food, some chitlins or something because you ain't got that much money to buy a lot of stuff. You're going to be running on low. Because you ain't got that much. And so therefore, energy deprivation means we have mental ability is limited because we don't have that much energy to keep it top performance. We got to run our heart, we got to run our lungs, we got to run all these things. So the body says, okay, I only got this much energy. Let me keep the things going that keep me alive. So focus on that. Get the heart, keep the lungs. Right? The brain just enough to make sure everything else keep going. But when you start thinking, and that's the problem. But the problem right now is not necessarily that. The problem right now is energy management. Because now you had the energy, you're like this person right here. He chose to take his energy and build muscle instead of building his brain. So that's where the energy went. He could have used the energy to build his brain, but he chose to build muscle. And that's what it is. The enemy is distracting you, telling you don't build your brain. Don't do that. Go out there and learn all about NFL. And, when you go out there, these brothers that know all about NFL and magic and all that kind of stuff, that's learning. That's taking energy to learn that stuff. Everything's energy. So therefore they spend all this energy, all about that, no, but nothing else. Now, is that the dumbest thing you could think of? Is that the dumbest thing you can think of? So now they can take all the statistics. Oh, LeBron James did this, right? And this guy did this, and this guy did that. And all these people, it takes that's the learning they got. And what good is it? You can't put on your resume. It's totally wasted energy. Right? You used it, so it's not wasted, but it's wasted to get you going, make you any progress in life. It's like a car. If you take a car and run around in circles, you're using energy. But where you going? You're going nowhere. But you're using all the energy up. That's what those got you doing. Got you going around circles, because you ain't going nowhere. So that's why it says in Mark, the man's beating himself up. Because he's using energy to beat himself up. It takes energy to beat yourself up. That's what you're doing. So, oh, this guy here, what if he took all that knowledge he got about NFL, which is worthless as bullshit, and study genetics, study mathematics, study physics? No, and they don't know anything about that. Why do you think that's going on? Because the devil wants that to go on, distract you. Just like if the world was based on strength, they would not want you to do that. They wouldn't. You wouldn't be in such a way. You wouldn't go anywhere near weight. Like I said about the women and the men controlling. If the world was totally based on strength, they would no. They wouldn't have you. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere near a gym. That is swimming floors or something, because they would make sure they was looking like that. See, they'd be in there, make sure they look like that, and they walk around a Hulk. And you look around looking like Popeye or somebody. And that's what's going on. You have the energy now. That's my job to direct. But the point is that they got you drugged, so you don't want to hear what I have to say. To direct your energy in a positive way, positive direction. So it needs some help. So Master Muhammad's going to say, Allah will lift you up, but you cling everything that what you cling to is going to destroy it. So therefore you're going to pop up. And when you pop up, now you're going to need the direction. Because some of you, I said, great fear going to come. You know what some of you going to do? Gonna run the, if you couldn't run the gym, so I get strong, man. We got to fight. That's not going to help you. Some going to get guns. We got to, see? Because you're going to use your engine in the wrong direction because you don't know what to do with it. That's why the engine has to be tell you what to do with it. Because that stuff's not going to work. It sounds good at the moment. We got to get guns. I hear people tell me, I got to get some guns. Well, where you going to get the ammunition from? Where the ammunition from? I'm going to go get strong, man, because we got to fight, man. Really? One bullet take that fool out. That's the great fear from my people. Distraction. I got this camera issue, bro. You understand? That's what's going. Because you know how to focus your energy. That's going to make you survive. See? When springtime comes, you need to. And springtime comes, you know how to make igloos. What good is that going to do? Now I know make igloos okay, but it's springtime now. You need the knowledge that can help you survive spring, right? And go into something because now, I need to plant. I didn't start planting stuff. That's the knowledge I need now. You start planting stuff. You know? So now, right now, because that's going to get me through the summer. And start planting and harvest, And it's spring, summertime, you got to start harvesting. You understand what I'm saying? That's the knowledge you need then. But they tell you, oh, no, man, you just go party. So then the springtime comes, you harvest. Then when summer comes, you're starving. Because you were a disbeliever. You didn't apply the knowledge that was for that time. Now you're starving in the summer. So you're a disbeliever. That's the severe chastisement you got for being stupid. Allah's not going to chastise you. Allah ain't never chastised anybody. You chastise yourself. See, when they talk about Allah, they talk about consequence. That's when they talk about, I say, we. What are you talking about? When they talk about Allah in that sense, consequence is the greatest force in the universe. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. It's the most profound. Every action has the opposite reaction, but there's no ifs and buts about it, no exceptions. So whatever happened is a result of what you did. Allah help those help themselves. What does it take to get it through to you? I was telling this person, not the, I was at the doctor's office. She was telling me about her problems, and somebody, and one thing I told her, I said, to make a long story short, she's going to pray for help her son or something, right? That's why people don't like me, right? I said, well, wait a minute. I said, what you praying for him for? It ain't going to help. I said, God says don't help those who help themselves. So if you help himself, God ain't going to help him. I mean, is God lying? Is he lying? I'm going to pray. Don't pray for me. I pray for you better pray for yourself if you're going to pray at all. Don't pray for me. Because ain't goddamn thing you can do for me. No false Jesus, nothing's going to help me. Because he just told me if I don't help myself, I'm not going to get helped. He just told me that. So what do we got to do? Say it in Spanish? Italian? French? If I don't help myself, I ain't going to get no damn help. It tells you right there. God helps to help. And the Quran says, he only, how he says it in the Quran, he doesn't change the nature of people's condition till they change their own condition. God damn, what do you need? You look in the mirror, when you look in the mirror, that's your enemy right there. That's your enemy or that's your friend. I'm 76 years old this last week, right? I guess we're here. I'm a result of what I invested over 76 years. I'm a result. So in the mirror, you can see the fruits of your investment. What you been? You're 30 years old. What you been investing in 30 years? You look in the mirror, and that's what you see. That's your investment. How you invest in yourself. So if you all messed up, that means you didn't give a damn about yourself 20 years ago, did you? Or you wanted to party and have a good time, and you didn't give a damn about the future self, did you? When it was 1990, you didn't give a damn about Sandra 2000, did you? You didn't give a damn about her. So now she's suffering because your selfish ass wasted all your energy and everything in 1990. You just invested in 1991, Sandra 1991, or Ralph 1991. You didn't invest in that one. You spent all the money in 1990. So 1991 is suffering. Because you didn't give a damn about them. Am I heard? You give a damn about them. So if I'm in good condition and healthy right now, because Suleiman 2000 or Suleiman 1960 or 1980, I'm going to look out for Suleiman 2025. I'm going to look out for that guy. I'm going to look out for him. Because I'm going to be him one day. I'm a result of my investment, right? And I'm not unhappy because I know I gave it all. I gave it all, right? I couldn't. If I had couldn't. All the energy I had, I invested. So sometimes you got a little bit of money. That's all you can invest. You can invest a lot. I had a little bit of money. Had nothing, no Paris, anything. But I invested every little bit I had in myself. And so now I'm reaping the benefits of that. I ain't crippled. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I ain't crippled. I ain't starving. I ain't weak. I ain't fat. I don't have Alzheimer's, but if I did, I wouldn't remember, right? I haven't. You understand what I'm saying? Because I invested. That didn't have no lightning bolt hit me in my ass. So Jesus, he gave me good health. You invest in yourself. That's it. You look in the mirror, you see what you've been done. Right? It ain't too late to start investing into your future. You invest and you don't get nothing. Nothing in, nothing out. Let me get back to the economics. Okay, now, the season determines the economic system. Now, in energy deprivation, right, that means you get less than you put in. And so you need, what system is that? That's capitalism, exploitation, profit. Profit means you got more out than you put in. That means the person that you put in gave you more than what they got back. So you got the exploiter and the exploited. And they became the exploiter because of by how they constructed, right? Because they had I don't want to go into that kind of detail here, but they had the food and we didn't. And so we had to go to them because we were suffering energy deprivation. They wasn't. Put that away. They was not suffering energy deprivation because they didn't require as much energy. And a simple way to put it, if you make $1,000 a week, and you got a Lamborghini, the other person got a Volkswagen Beetle, and you got to pay $800, $1,000, you make $1,000 a month, and you got to pay $800 a month for insurance and everything on that Lamborghini, you only got $20 left. But you got a Lamborghini. So you got $20 left for food and rent or whatever else. The other person, they got a Volkswagen Beetle. They only pay $200. They got $800 left. For all those other things, they can do much of other things that you can't do. So you suffer energy deprivation, they're not. Because now they got enough money to pay all their bills and everything else. There's no deficiency there. So they got money to spend. Right? But you don't. So you can't pay your bills, right? You're behind, you're in debt, but you got a Lamborghini. These people, a lot of people don't have that because they don't require as much. You understand? So they can rule you. So they got food. See, they can buy food, but you can't buy food. So they say, hey man, can I get some food? Okay, you work for me, and I'll give you some food. See what's happening here? You work for me, I'll give you some food. Right? And the point is, it's going to be a exploiter-exploited relationship because, hey, you give me hours worth of work, 40 hours worth a week, and I'm going to give you enough money to buy 30 hours worth of food because I got to make a profit. I can't pay you for that, but you can't pay you what you put in because then I won't make anything. So what the hell am I in the business for? I got to exploit you. I got to exploit you. I got to give you less than you give me. That's what slavery is all about. What's the point of having slaves if you got to, right? If you got to pay the slaves, in other words, you make a $10,000 every year. That's how much you end up making. $10,000 or $100,000 a year. That's how much you get after you sell everything else, right? And they say, okay, and all the slaves, okay, we're going to split the money amongst all of you. She said, well, that would be fair, wouldn't it? Oh, everybody works, everybody split. There wouldn't be no profit there, would it? You understand what I'm saying? Because you got back what you put in. But if you say, I didn't give you nothing, but you worked, then now I'm making a profit. I'm getting rich, I'm becoming a billionaire, and you got nothing. See, that's the economic system you have to have energy deprivation. And that was the proper economic system for the last 500 years, through Adam's time. I'm just telling you, you understand that? I ain't saying anything wrong with capitalism during that period of time. That was the system that would work, because that system allowed us to eat. Okay, the person has the food there. You don't have any food. I give you food if I can make a profit. If I can't make a profit, I give you nothing. So then you starve, like Haitians are doing, because they wouldn't submit, right? You would starve. So okay, I give. But now you're suffering, but you're eating. You're alive. You're working hard. You're aging. You're sick, but you're alive. Otherwise, you'd be just dead because you have nothing to eat at all. And that was the Holocaust, because we suffered immensely. And we ate shitless. But it kept us alive. It said the Son of Man would eat shit. It said in the Bible. Don't tell me don't say it. I gotta show it to you. You gonna tell me Master Farmer did that? Well, Farrakhan, he's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the situation we be in. We'll still be alive. We survive it. Until the energy level starts increasing again. Then when the energy starts reaching again, and that's what you see. I'm trying to understand what you're seeing right now, because everybody was depending on the guy with the 11 Volkswagen Beetle because they had the food. He had money for food. Nobody else did. Right? So everybody depended on so-called West. See, why they call it the West? They really mean the white folks. That's the way of coming up the West. The West means white folks. Right? In fact, West and white both start with a W, though. That's not like White House anyway. The way the games they play, but it's the West and that's the East. No. The West means the white folks. They just don't want to say it that way. You know, we got to stand for the West. Right? Western ideas. I mean, white ideas don't want to say it that way. They used to say it that way, but now they're trying to be completely correct. I just have something to drink around here. I guess I lost it. My voice is going. Hold on, brother, sis, what do I do with it? 1 second, brother, sisters. Right back in 1 second. Hold on. My voice is going. Yeah, I do have Alzheimer's. Oh. Oops, I found it. Snake would have bit me. Yeah, under my chair. Okay. Maybe I do have Alzheimer's. The good thing about Alzheimer's is that you don't remember you got it. Okay. The question is with capitalism, if that's the perfect system, will it survive in the spring? Because remember, spring means just being in spring, energized, right? Energy starts coming back. So momentum was in heaven and earth, coming above a sudden. I proved in the past, I can do it again, that we started seeing positive energy starting back in the 1860s. And we start rising up out of our situation, out of the fields, right? We're still ignorant, but we start rising up out of our situation. Okay. So we start rising up, right? Okay. Being energized. So when you move into the spring, just remember, capitalism depend on what they call it, supply and demand. Okay? Had to have a demand. They had supply and had a demand for what they had. And there was demand for what they had because they had the food and everything else. It was a double, you got to understand the whole situation. They had the power to take food from everyone else. Remember, they had the more powers, they had more energy. So, because they would rule, Adam would rule for 500 years. So he had the power to take from everybody else, right? And so they had everything, right? And so, but people needed what they had. See, for one thing, they take your food from you, but you still need it. So now you got to come to them for it. Now they build up the demand. You understand? They build up the demand by taking control of the supply. Am I making it clear enough? They build up the demand by taking control of the supply, by taking taking this land from everybody else, exploiting all these countries, so they build supply. And that created demand because now you need the stuff they done took. Now Native Americans still need, but now they got to go to the devils get it. It's their land, but now the devils control it. It's like us. They took everything from us, and we need them for survival, for clothes, for food. So by controlling supply, they created the demand. You understand that now, okay? That's capitalism, supply and demand. If you have no demand anymore, what good's having supply? If you have supply anymore, there's no demand. Now, mass problem is going to cost the supply. But that's another point I'm going to get to later. But what's happening in the world today now? Everybody's more energized, right? See, more energized, right? Then they can prevent them from continue taking the supply, controlling supply. So less supply, the less the demand, supply they control, the less demand they control. And that's what you see with these BRICS and all these other things going, these nations getting together, because they're energized now, so that it's hard for America to control the supply anymore. So therefore, demand is dropping. That's why the economy is collapsing. That's why there's so much debt. So they ain't going to tell it to you that way. They might understand that way, but they ain't going to tell you that way. That's what you see right now. The supply is losing control. That's why, what? Listen to what Trump said. He want to get more control of supply. I'm going to take Greenland. I'm going to take Canada. I'm going to take Mexico. He want to try to get, what he's saying, he want to get more control of supply. That's why over in the Middle East, get control of that oil. They're desperate to keep control of supply. Once they lose control of supply, they lose supply and demand, and then that whole system, capitalism, fails. Because it's based on supply and demand. It's based on supply and demand. They could destroy this, and they have the power to control supply. So that's what we say, we're going to control supply. We're going to take care of Canada. We're going to take Mexico. We're going to take Panama. We're going to take Greenland. See? More and more supply. So that he created great demand. And so when he created demand, he could more exploitation. Because now, if they only would have got supply, and you demand it, they demand how much you pay for that supply. You understand? So you the only game in town, you don't want to got food, they can charge what they want to charge you for it. Every time I make America great again. Well, it never was great. By definition, it can't be great now. Because you said you got to make it again, so that means it's not now. Right? It never was, actually. I'm trying to break this down for you to understand, so you understand the world going around you right now. That's why you see right now the nations are bailing out. We don't have to deal with American dollar no more. We're going to have BRICS, we're going to have oil organizations. Because nations are rising. And it's natural. It's a natural thing. Because when they energize, they don't need, that means their power is increasing. That means America has less and less power to control the supply. That means the nation control more and more the supply. That means they don't need America's supply anymore. That means demand drops. So the economy starts dropping and capitalism starts failing. They can't tell it to you like that because it cannot survive in the spring. Because that's going to get better. It's going to get, that's why Elijah Muhammad, right? He was telling you, control your own supply. He was telling you, use your own energy to control your own supply. That's why I said I was living in America. I was working for the Nation of Islam, forming that Mom Street newspaper at night shift, living in a Nation of Islam complex, right? And it was nice complex, really nice, big one, and the rent was very cheap. Very cheap was, and my car was financed through the Nation's Bank with very low interest rates. I mean, the minimum of what they need, was the Nation's Bank. I bought my food from your supermarket. That was our supermarket. I had a salon restaurant, our clothes, everything. So therefore, that's why I had to stop that. Because all of a sudden, they were starting to control their own supply. And also the devil merchants to get mad because they ain't coming to our stores no more. And these black folks stop coming to our stores, we're going to have to close up the black communities. They ain't coming to our stores anymore. See, there's no demand because they got their own supply. Am I getting clear to you, brothers and sisters? That's why I said Farrakhan to stop it. Has he done anything about that? That was what the Nation of Islam was all about, do for self. Has he done anything about that? He's rich. He's exploiting. He's taking it and not giving anything back. How do you get rich? He don't have any stores. He don't have any business, anything. He got rich. Having sisters out there pimping, doing fundraising stuff. He's a multimillionaire. How does that happen? See what I'm saying? So I said, we're going to talk about Legion and put this whole thing together. That's why he was setting it to stop that. Wallace Hemming was setting it to put it into that. Because it was hurting the economy, especially in the cities. It was destroying the economy in the cities. And that's where you make a lot of money in the inner cities. But first of all, they would sell you, the profit margin was greater in the cities than on the suburbs. Because they would sell you inferior food, cheaper food, and for higher prices. Because most of you understand this, when they go to the warehouse, they got different levels, A, B, C, D class food. And like when it's about to expire, it's about D. If they expired, it might be F. And you can buy the expired food. You can buy it. So it's cheaper. So say you got some cornflakes, right? This is $1. This at the top quality is $5 a box, right? Next quality is $4 a box. Then 3, 2, and then down when it expires, $1 a box. But they don't tell you that. So when you go to the store and you buy the 5, right? The devils, they got the 5 there. And they say, oh, it's $7 for this. So they make $2 profit, right? $7 for this. But when you go to the devils, they sell that $1 wants $7 too. So they make $6 profit. That's why they want the cheap stuff. That's the one they sell in the black neighborhoods. The cheap, the low grade. I know they do it. All you got to do is check. So they make more profit out of you. Like Muhammad said, when they check, black people have a $1 trillion economy. But how come we don't have a $1 trillion result? But they're exploiting us, taking everything they can. That's why it says Pharaoh didn't want us to leave, because he makes so much money off of them. As long as they're stupid and ignorant. But if they was with Elijah, that money would be coming back to them. Then my reparation, all that kind of crap. They didn't need reparations. Elijah had the program, just keep on. So if he just still been here, kept that going, black folks would have been a force to reckon with. And we would have been at war ready, because when they saw it was breaking that, right? Was breaking that mold, they would have attacked us a long time ago. But they ain't gonna never let that happen. That's why I started Jonah. When you see them coming together, attack them. See? Because then they can't make any money off us anymore. Because now we control our own supply. So we don't have a demand for them anymore. Their own farms, all these things. So therefore they don't make any money off us no more. Then we become powerful, army, a great, seemingly great army, and we're under our control. And only that, we don't have a system of capitalism. You see, because right now, in deprivation, you have enough energy. So you have to, but then you won't have enough energy, so you won't need anybody's stuff. That will destroy capitalism. Springtime destroy capitalism by itself there, right? Just right there. The nations don't need, remember, because they're more energized, so they don't need. So first the nation's going to break up, because they don't break apart. They don't need America anymore. They don't need American dollar. They need American economy anymore. See? And so that's causing America lots of trouble. They would fail if that happens. They can't. So they tell them back, oh, what does he tell them? Bring all your manufacturing here. Why you understand? I'm trying to explain to you so you can understand what's going on. Why Trump telling them to bring all the manufacturing here? So you can control the supply. He's trying to keep control of the supply. He can't go out and take it no more. So he said he threatened them. If you don't bring your manufacturing, I'm going to put tariffs on you and everything else. So we can control the supply. If we control the supply, we control the demand, so we can still charge you, overcharge you, to keep the capitalism system going. But it's not working because they're in trouble. That's why they're doing that. So he's got to take more to control the supply. He can't control it militarily anymore. That's what Vietnam is about. That's what Afghanistan is about. Afghanistan is very rich and very titanium and stuff, very precious, and they were trying to get control of it. That supply. And they failed. That same thing in Russia. They want to control the oil and stuff in Russia. It's one of the wealthiest countries in the world in oil, aside from the Middle East. And Europe, and it's in Europe. And they want to control that. They're trying to control supply. So they control supply. That means they got you under control, because now that increases demand, and you got to come to them on hands and knees to get it. And they keep you poor, because they make you pay, turn you into a slave to get it. We think employees are the slaves to get food. So you work at Popeyes 8 hours a day, busting your ass, for $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour? Even 10. You can't live off of that. See? But you need to eat. And Farrakhan and those clowns, they're the ones that they use to keep that system going. because he ain't doing anything to stop that system. Elijah Muhammad was dropped a bomb on that system, and that's why he had to get rid of him. That's why Elijah Muhammad. That's why Master Muhammad pulled him out. They was going. They say what they tell you, and that's only they was plotting against them. The plotters were plotting. The Farrakhan was one. How you know who the plotters were? How you know who the plotters were? Because once the plot is, once the plot is successful, then the plotters are the ones that take charge. Who took charge? Wallace and Farrakhan. There was the plotters. You understand? That's the way it works. But see, now the energy is coming back. It's hard and hard for them to do that because now you don't need as much from them anymore. That's why you don't need them at all. Then you don't need their supply. Then the whole system collapses because they ain't got nothing to sell you. Remember, that's what it was in Europe. That's why they had to come out there. They didn't have capitalism in Europe, at least like that. They had a form of capitalism where the nobles was enslaving the serfs and the plebes, right? Right? They made them work to put food on their table. You see what I'm saying? But as a system, right? They didn't have that. That's what they had to come out and take from everybody else. They come out and take this land, everything else. It's cold supply. See? The way it was enforced in Europe, it wasn't an actual system, it was a military system. Because they would force you to work for them. And they just gave you nothing to eat. So it was forced militarily. But it wasn't, it wasn't a purely economic system. But that's what they had to come out to set this up. They could supply, to go and take these countries and get supply, control supply. They had power to do it. See, once they got the discipline of the sealed Bible, see, they didn't have it for 1,000 years because they went with Catholicism, which is really just hybrid Roman religion mixed with a little Christianity, whatever, and it doesn't have anything to discipline. Once they broke away and got disciplined, they had enough power to start taking and controlling supply. And that's where we are right now. But now we're going to spring, right? And people are rising up now, energized. They start controlling their own supply. They don't need America's supply, they don't need European supply anymore. And so now the whole system fails. See? And then it turns a whole new system. Because it turns a system of blessing. Not capitalism, but we call it something else. I call it this. I would call it blessing, so I call it that. Because now you're getting more than you put in. See? What if you went Popeyes and you work 8 hours and they gave you $10,000 for 8 hours? Man, you say, hey man, can I work 10 hours? Can I work 20 hours? So now you get more out than you put in. So you'd be working your ass off. See? That's the system we're gonna have. See? But you see, this capitalism, they need a justification for it, because they need to be able to exploit people. And so they say, well, we're God's chosen people, everybody belonged to us. They was cursed as slaves forever, right? So there's justification, so they smooth sailing. Justification. Sealed Bible is justification, but it came from God. I'm going to show you that in a minute. It came from God. That was God's guidance to them, because God said something, gave them the guidance. That's the mathematics. You can't, if you understand the word sealed Bible, you say, well, God, why you do this stuff? Because Jim couldn't understand it, because he wasn't thinking mathematically. When you start thinking mathematically, it all makes sense. Because he said, well, that's a system, that situation we're in, right? See? So if you find yourself in the lake of shit, then you got the knowledge of how to survive in the lake of shit. You can't be saying, well, man, I should be in this leg of shit. No, that's not going to work. No, you're in a leg of shit. Now you got to figure, what's the best way to survive in a leg of shit? In order to get out of it. And so, what's the best knowledge, wisdom for energy deprivation? And that's what we set up. Allow us to survive it and come out better. You understand? And so now, it's done. The problem is right now is that you still got their mind. That's the only problem you have right now. That's what I said. That's the only problem you have right now. The only problem the man and Mark had when he didn't have his mind. Once he has his mind, that was the end of it. Same thing in Daniel. That lion first had to give his mind back. Stood up on his feet. Eagle was plucked off. American Britain was plucked off from him. He wasn't bothered with them anymore. See? Because the man and Mark, nobody controlled him. He was free. He just didn't know it. He was beating himself up. He said nobody controls him anymore. They don't have no control over you anymore. None. The only control that you give them, because they still have their mind. They control the quality of your energy, your wealth. Because they believe you have great stuff. That means you have great wealth, but they're controlling the quality of it. It's all yours. They don't own themselves anymore. I keep telling you that. I explain that to you. So understand, brothers and sisters. I hope I'm going to cut it short in a minute, but you understand what I'm trying to explain to you? That's what's going on here. So you see these countries, right? They're rising up economically, which will destroy the system. And so that's what Trump, where's his focus? He's focused on economics. Military is second day because he knows it's the economics that's the real enemy right now. And then, like I said, you need Christianity to justify it. The sealed Bible justify it, so because when you justify it, that means you're more energized, right? You're more confident, right? You know what they call proactive. Because when you think God's on your side, then yeah, right? Then you're running because, hey man, everything's with me. But if you think it's against you, you're gonna slow down and be cautious. So they wasn't cautious. They was moving fast, moving full speed ahead, like false Israel's doing. Hey man, they just convince people that God's with them. They don't care to destroy everything. So, and then then you all people with consensus. Everybody come. We don't have a system like that. We have blessing because you have your own food. You have your own, so you don't need it. So our nation, we have our own food. So we're not going to actually have our own gardens. We don't need it because we don't have democracy. So we don't have Hajj. We won't have democracy, we have Hajj. That means unity, consistency, harmony, because we're one body. So the heart is going to do what the heart does, heart cell, and brain. And nobody's going to be no competition. You're going to say, well, I want to be a heart cell if you bring. No, you'll be happy being a lung cell. You'll be happy being a farmer. And you ain't going to sell anything because all you're going to do is produce food. And you produce food, you put it on the market, and the people come and get all the food they want. And when you in a house, right, you in a house, the engineers will come out and build your house because you're part of the body. You ain't got to go pay for no mortgage. The engineers will come out and build you. And the engineers, construction workers that love doing that stuff, hey, man, they right there. Because we part of the same body. Had no stupid system like that. You ain't got to pay for anything. We don't have no need for money. I have to pay for anything. You need it, and everybody's going to know what you need because one body, because we're tuned in, so everybody's going to know what everybody's doing, what everybody's needs are. So you ain't got to ask, hey, man, my heart, man, I need, let's go and take care of my heart. Your heart got to ask you anything? Heart got to say, hey, man, you better take me, no. I feel my heart, I feel it. I feel my lungs. Oh, man, I need to get some exercise. I know. See? And so we have my mind. I said, when you tune in, it's going to be like a super brain. We all the brain cells. That's a whole nother story. I ain't going there, brothers and sisters. I tell people to think about that one. What is that? But the point is that we're all connected. Okay? So you say be and it is. You don't have to even say be. Say be and it is. Anything you want, it's going to be right there for you. You ain't got to ask for anything. See? See, all these things you see right now, prayer and astronomy and all this kind of astrology and all that kind of stuff, those are ancient sciences that got lost. Got lost. What was prayer? Prayer was tuning in. I was in distress. I tuned in. Everybody, oh, and let's go. Hey, this brother's in distress over there. Let's go help him. You had to send a memo, no text. We don't need no bullshit like that. Cell phone. We don't need that. Tune in. You lose. Because remember, you're part of the body. If I'm in pain, the whole body feels it. Hey, man, that brother's cool. Let's take care of him. Make him feel good. Then we all feel good. See? Because we're going to think of a sense of body. Hush. So we have a stupid economic system like that. That's gone. See? And justification for it is what? Not Christianity, mathematics. We have the triangle. So the democracy is the Hajj. You understand? The justification is mathematics. Economic system that we all provide about all our needs to each other. And we else take care of it. Nobody's going to be in need. And it just gets better and better and better. Just gets better and better and better. See? You understand, brother and sister? So let me tell us one more thing in my close. But like I was showing here, right? See? How you the one that mismanaged enemy, energy? He's used energy to do this. Look in the mirror, that's where his energy comes from this. That's how he uses it, that's how he manages it. But what he probably don't have one brain cell up there. This person, he knows books. Now he's a brain, he's a muscle brain. Who control who? Who's boss? You figure it out. They want us to be over here. Muscle man. No brains, gorilla, elephant. They can use for work. They don't want you over here. Because then you be that boss. Like I was telling people, I said, would you make a law that dogs cannot read? Would you do that? Wouldn't make any sense with it, because if they could, I mean, what good does it do? You won't make no law to do that. There's no fear in it. So why did they make a law that we couldn't read? Because we'd be smarter than him, no more than him. That's why women, if they got in charge, they would make a law that you couldn't go to the gym. So their strength will always be better than yours, greater than yours. They would do everything they can to keep you going to the gym. If you went to the gym, the weights would be 2 pounds or 3 pounds or something, do some aerobics. You'd be doing the weightlifting. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. Oh, I still got this camera issue. Oh boy. Got a lot to talk about here, so I'm going to get to, okay, I'm going to go here. I need to talk about Adam. I made a little script. See what I talked about Adam's the other day, brothers. All right, so I'm not going to talk about that today. Let's go over here. Now, I'm going to get I talked about this yesterday. I'm going to give a short version. Now, Genesis, it really tells the whole story. I said, all these books tell the story. It's just telling a different perspective. Once you understand that, it should be easy to understand these books, especially you got the Angel Key. Just look in here and say, you know what it's trying to tell you. So that's a big, it's like when you get a puzzle and they show you the picture of the puzzle, that's a big help. Because now you know what you're putting together. If they show you the puzzle, then it'd be more of a challenge because you don't know what this thing going to look like. You don't know what piece goes where. But once you see the picture, you say, oh, well, that's what I'm trying to achieve. So when you get the Angel and your Angel Key, you know what they're trying to achieve. So then you go in and say, okay, that's a big help. Because I know that's what this is saying. I know that's what it's saying. Because I already know it's saying. I just now got to interpret it, translate it. It's like you say, I know you like say, for instance, you speak Spanish. and somebody give you the same thing book that you just read in Spanish in English. You know the book saying the exact same thing that you just read, but it's English. So all you gotta do is try to translate it to Spanish. Because you know it's saying the exact same thing. You know what it's saying. You just don't know it's English. It's the same thing. So once you understand your key and you got the basics, everything I'm saying, every time I keep going to these books, I keep showing the same thing, I just give a different perspective. Say saying it over and over again, just different perspective. That's a big help, right? Or more details, but it's still saying the same thing. So it's talking about this 6,000 years. Now this, if you read this carefully, it tells you about Yaqub. So you know Elijah Muhammad was right. Matter Muhammad told me, nobody never heard anything about that before Elijah Muhammad came. He said, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth was without form and void and dark upon the face of the deep. It's about black folks. Black folks was only black folks here. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of waters, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. He brought the white people out of the darkness 6,000 years ago. It came out of us. Where did light come from? It had come out of darkness. He says all there was darkness. Right? There he said, God divided the light from the darkness. He took the light out of darkness. See? So that's it. He's telling you right there. And it's 1,000 years altogether, but it's divided into two parts, day and night. 500 years for day, 5 years for night, or 5 years for morning, and 5 years for a day. That's where it works. I'm not going to how you divide his face with waters and all that kind of stuff. I was talking about it yesterday. Okay? So that's 6,000 years. So 6,000 to 5,000. See, two periods. 6,000 to 550, that's 500 years right there. So they was made 6,000 years ago. Devils were created. Were made, not created. But they came out of us. And then for the next 5,000 years, it talks about this. Right? And that's two periods, 5,000 to 450. And that's second day. I'm cutting to the chase here, brothers and sisters. And then the next one, that's third day, right? It says third day there, 4,000 to 3,000, right? That's another 1,000 years. Then you go to but wait a minute, why is it fifth day here? It should be the fourth day, right? Right? Because it tells you divide the waters from the waters and the dry land from dry land. So the verse that have waters, you got to put those together. See, remember, this coded stuff. It's coded. So you put the waters together. See, I think it says it here, right? Now say think of the next one, right? Because the first, these ones that say the waters in it, the next ones don't have the same thing about waters. That's how you know you group them. So the fifth one actually goes with the first three. So the fourth one, no mention of waters here. And next one has no mention of water, and this one has no mention of waters. It tells you right there. I think it says right here. Well, not here. It says, well, anyway, the bottom line is that starts 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, 500 years. Now, what happened 2,000 years ago? That was the Bible. Jesus, so the one you call Jesus, the Bible was revealed 2,000 years ago. That's the greater light. What happened 500 years later? The Quran. The lesser light. That's what it's telling you. And it says the light, greater light will rule the day. Remember, the day came out at night, so the greater light will be given to the devils. The lesser light, the Quran, will be given to us. The lesser light. And the moon reflects the sun. So that's why the Quran is a reflection of the sealed Bible. Because that Bible was a sealed Bible. But that was the light that was given to them. That's the light that was given by God. That's the light that was given to Adam. Says, Adam, this is the light you give it. You follow my guidance. No fear for you, nor you grieve. But he knew Adam wouldn't be able to follow his guidance. So that's the math of it. See? Adam, I'm your snowman, right? I'll make you a snowman at the beginning of the winter. Right? Now, if you stay cold, then you can last year round. You know you can't stay cold. If you stay cold, it'd be true. If you can stay cold, they ain't lie. If you can stay cold, then you can last all year round. That's not a lie, is it? It says if. See, I didn't tell you that yesterday. I didn't say, I'm gonna let you percolate on that a little bit. You told Adam, if you follow my guidance, if you can, if you follow my guidance, you know, fifth, you know, you grieve, and you know, you going into the hereafter. If. He didn't lie to him. See? I left it open lest they scribe somebody, yeah, man, God's lying. No, he's not lying. I told you, I said, ask your questions, God lying? No. He said, F. But he knew right then, Adam couldn't do it. That's not a lie. If you tell a snowman, F you, yeah, if you can survive all the season, then yeah, you'll be around for another year. Even though you know he can't survive it. But you say if. That's not a lie, is it? If you can't do it, so if Adam could have followed his guidance and didn't afflict us, servitude is like that was loud, then he could have survived. But God knew he couldn't do it. But that's not the point. The point was, he said, if you do, you can. And how you follow my guidance. See? So I may have lost a few people on that one. Oh man, you're call God liar, man. Goodbye. You don't see me trying to beg anybody. If I don't want any follow that, this is a problem for me. It's distraction. Because all that's negative. At this point, it follows a negative energy. Elijah Muhammad was told to deal with that. And I'm not going to deal with it. Right now, it follows a negative energy. Because there's all our people are negative energy right now. Because they still hold on to the American dream. They say they ain't, but they are. Because once you let go of this American dream, then you got the energy for the angel. And then you start opening, and nobody's doing that. That's the proof right there. So all our people still operate, because still, that's why Master Rama is getting ready to break that. They grip it, they say, we'll lift you up, you cling to the earth. You're still clinging. All my people are still clinging. Some are clinging more hard than others. Still clinging. Okay? And so I don't need that, because if they clinging, they be holding me down too. You know? It's like if you swimming and somebody drowning and they can hold your legs. Right? You got, man, you better let me out, you gonna pull me down too. It's just too much. It's enough to deal with this. I told you I didn't ask to do this. I think I got tricked into it, and I still ain't particularly happy about that. Right? I ain't asked to do this. I don't even want to do it. If it wasn't for sisters, I might not have done it, because that was my thought. These sisters need somebody to stand up. And nobody to stand up for them. It's our job to stand up for them. If I don't stand up for them, then we just totally lost. So you sisters, you don't worry about a thing. I don't care if you like me or don't like me. That's not going to matter. In fact, you don't like me, it's okay. I don't care. You know, I mean, why should I be liked anyway? I'm just dumb as all the rest of these Negroes out here. Right? See? That's energy deprivation. I try to make excuses. Right? But my time is valuable, and I mean, I got every day. I mean, I go to the gym up every morning, 4 o'clock, and go to the gym. You think I like doing that? Spend 2 or 3. I'm now spending actually 3 hours in the gym actually 4 hours. 3 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon and evening. Right? Because I'm preparing for it. I know the war coming. Right? And I'm not set back to everybody. You go fight. I'm looking like they're the generals, though, and I'll be right in the middle of it. Right? See? So I'm preparing. I used to go to the gym just 2 hours in the morning. I go 3 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, just lifting weights. And a little story here, I'm gonna close out. I was telling my wife about this morning, right? I was at the gym, I think it's Thursday it was, right? I'm at the gym, right, and I think it was 40 pounds, something like that. You know, I'm at the afternoon, because in the morning I do, you know, whatever, you know. But in the evenings, right, I give me a bench and I just do like curls, right? I don't know if you can see this, right? I'm just going to the curl and all like that, right? Like that, and, you know, get back and on the bench, you know, and, you know, just individual curls, right? Like that, right? Not doing the presses and all that, just the free weights. So I grabbed me a 50, I think, a 60 pound. And I do that like I don't know, you got an exercise, you get in the back of the thing and you're kind of like pulling up and down, and that's hard. You know, it's easy for me to do that one, but I can't do a 56 with that. So I think I had about 40. Yeah, 40 pounds for the 40 pounds. Yeah, 40 pounds, right? And let me, I don't know if that, maybe I don't know if you can see this at all. I don't know why I'm telling this story. It's kind of funny. Wait, she was laughing at me, so I don't know if you can see. No, yeah. So like you're taking care like that, right? So I had a 40 pound. I do this arm like that right there. And I spent an hour doing that, and basic stuff like that, right? So I said, no, I go in the business. I got 40 pounds doing it. This is she double, right? And she's almost about 5 feet, I guess. She's shorter than me, right? And she ain't got no muscle, ain't no muscle nowhere. She looks about maybe 21, 22, something like that there, right? She get a bench from next to me, right? And she go grab 50 pounds. No, first she grabbed 45. No, wait a minute. No, let me back up. I had a 45 and I was doing a 45. That's why I had a 45. Because I was doing 35, moved to 45. Trying to move up to 45, right? So she went out and grabbed, I think she grabbed a 47. 47 and a half or something. It was more than 45. And she laid back and she was booming. I couldn't do that. I mean, I wouldn't be like she was like she the Hulk. I'm looking at that. I don't want to see I'm looking. So what the hell? I said, who is this? Supergirl in disguise? But I ain't never seen no woman do that. What she was doing. But most of the women, they come and get 20 pounds or whatever. She grabbed those like 47 pounds. She was like doing it. She had no muscle nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Man, I packed up, got the hell out of there. I was so embarrassed. I got the hell out of there. I said, man, what the hell was that? I just, that's what's that macho bullshit, man? I said, I couldn't take it. That's why I said, okay, I got out of there. So, okay, I told my wife about some more. She was laughing at me. Right? She said, I know you can't lift. I said, no, because I got when I get home. I went and got it. I said, okay, you lift it. She said, I know I can't lift it. I said, yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. She said, you can't lift, you can get one of these off the floor. And this girl was just like the Hulk. And so I'm looking and I'm saying, what the hell is that? Here I am, man. I'm struck. I said, let me get out of here, man. Somebody compare us. Get the hell out of there. So I'm going to make it what you will. Like, I'm just dumb as the rest of these brothers out here. Because that's energy deprivation, what we've been through. But I realized my situation, so I'm working on it. Right? And I know what I need to do and how I need to react with these sisters. And I know what these sisters got coming. They got a great reward coming. Because they suffer more than anybody. I said, we get home, right? And once we take our land back and take our mansions back, I'm saying, brothers, you hold on. Sister, you go find the mansion you like. Then what you do, you call your man, say, okay, this is what we got, because it's yours. Because actually, it's all yours. Brothers, you better get it straight. The house ain't yours. It's the sister's house. You didn't provide the house. You better read the Quran. I gave the Quran speaks on that one. You didn't provide it. You just take care of the supply. And she takes care of it. You get in, and do you own that womb? Who takes care of that? Who got you through here? It's her house. It's her home. She's the God's not house, home, not you. You make sure nobody mess with her. Nobody mess with the house. That's hers. See, we got everything all backwards. And so I understand, and it's not an emotional thing, it's here, and I know. If I go emotional, I'll be like, yeah. If I went emotional on these sisters, boy, ooh. I'd be an axe murderer. I'll go emotional on them. But that's why you gotta get an angel mind. I'll go emotional on them. Because we got too much emotions going on right now with us. I go emotional on them. I forgot to do this. I'll go emotional on them. Right? Because that's it. That's the problem right now. That discipline. We got to get our discipline back under control, get our mind back. I got both. Right? So discipline keeps that emotion under control. See? In deprivation, we didn't treat the sisters right. We ain't treat ourselves right. How did we gonna treat the sisters right? We ain't treat ourselves right. We ain't treat nobody right. That is deprivation. That's the horror of it. So we're gonna make all that right. And you don't even want to be abusing these sisters around me. When me find out about it, right? I don't care. I don't hear nothing. Let me move on. So here it is. It tells you right here that the greater light the Bible was given him. And you look at the sealed Bible and say, man, Elijah Muhammad called the poison book. You look at the sealed Bible and say, man, well, that was the guidance because that was the system was in. So we would be slaves. And it would abuse us. But they weren't supposed to, but they did. If they did, then we'd benefit from it, right? Because every action has an opposite reaction. So if they do more than it's supposed to, that means they'll create positive energy for us. And that positive energy will be in the form of a better people, turns into gods, because they control our energy, so we couldn't get any place other way. So only thing, since they control our energy, quality of it, we couldn't do anything with that. We couldn't control the quality of energy, so we control anything, only thing we control, right? We control action of our body, but we still control the fact, our heart, the lungs, all those things, right? It's the biology of our body. We have control of that. They can control your heart. They can make your heart beat for you. They can stop it. Right? See what I'm saying? So that's how the sperm is created in that context. So therefore, no other way to manifest that positive energy. Better, stronger sperm. Better, stronger individuals. Handle hard costs. So we come out and be transformed into gods. That's where we are right now. Because that man in Mark, he was a god. He said no one could control him. He said he broke the chains, no one could control him. But yet still, he was beating himself. They wasn't doing it. He was doing it to himself. They were standing back and letting him beating himself up. Then when he got his mind back, oh, hell, ooh, everybody was amazed. Because once you get your mind back, it's over. And that's what I'm here to do. But Master Muhammad is going to break the spell that you're under. He would break that spell. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. But here's right here. And the Quran is just a less light of that. It's just a reflection of it. Who rules when the sun does? Who's been ruling the last 500 years? The sealed Bible. The Christians. They've been ruling. They've been ruling the moon. What's the two biggest main religions in the world today? The conflict. The Christianity and Islam. The Sunnism. There's jinn over there. But now a greater light is supposed to come on the scene. It's going to blow away both of them. Won't be no moon. Remember, they're going to get rid of the moon. We'll get rid of the sun. Make all things new. Greater light. People said in the dark see the great light. We'll get rid of all of that. It says there won't be none of that left. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. I'm going to close out. Yeah. And then you get down to the last part here. It says, God let... Okay, what he said in the last, when all is said and done, God said, let's make man in our image, our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the foul air, and over the cattle, all earth, and every creeping living thing that creeps upon the earth. And God created man. Just remember, this is the last 500 years here. That's the last 500. That's us. When Adam been here. So who was this creation that happened the last 500 years? Look at the time frame. And God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over all fish of the sea, over foul air, every living thing that moves upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which there's fruit. And fruit. Wait a minute, hold on. That's not Adam and Eve. They was told certain fruit they couldn't eat. He says, you got control of all. So it wasn't them. You got this Price guy. He's only trying to prove that's talking about the white devils. It's right there. God said, behold, I will give you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, every tree in which fruit of the tree yields a seed, to you shall be for meat. But Adam was told, don't eat that tree. Certain trees you couldn't eat. This say you eat every tree. She says, me, he's talking about something else. Talking about us. Don't mean eat pork. Don't even mean that. Right? And every beast of earth and every fowl of the air and everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein thou is life. I've given you every herb for meat. Every herb for meat, and it was so. Right? That's that last 500 years to now. Our creation began 500 years ago. Okay? Created man's own image. Male and female. Male and female. Brother, you better wake up. Because in a few more days, you're going to have to face these females. Male and females. You have to count them for what you've done too. And we fall short. But we knew we was going to fall short, and they agreed to it on condition that we restore your honor. We have to restore their beauty because they never lost their beauty. They can't lose. Beauty cannot lose its beauty like water cannot stop being wet. They're beautiful now. They're going to be more beautiful if that's possible. Right? But the honor, or they was humiliated, took honor and respect and everything else. We said we're going to avenge them. We're going to avenge them for that. We're going to take care of them. We're going to restore all that back to them. That's our promise. We're going to do it. And if you ain't about that, then you're in trouble. Because you don't answer me. You got to answer. Why you answer me? I'm like a female of you. You have to answer them. You can be marrying me, you can be marrying them. And sister's going to ask you, hey, what's your background, brother? What's your background, brother? What was you doing last couple of years? What was you doing when the message coming showed up? What was you doing when Elijah showed up? What was you doing when the war came? What was you doing when fire came? You're going to have to answer questions. And she's going to have to end your mind. And she's going to have to answer those questions. If you can answer those questions, you might as well castrate yourself. Because they ain't going to have you. You have no idea what's about to run into, brothers and sisters. You have no idea what's about to happen here. You have no idea. You have no idea. Sisters, male and female. So who do you think you're going to answer to on those questions? You think you're just going to grab arm and marry that sister? You think that's what's going to work? No. She have to decide whether she wants your ass. Oh, well, I had me this great job, man, and I married me a devil. You married you a devil. What's wrong with the sisters out there? Even if you get, most people ain't in that position won't even get that far. I'm just trying to get you some understanding about what you're about to face. So, and the Son of Man, ooh, everything that offends him. Remember, I told you he didn't want to do this job to begin with. He didn't ask to do this. He sacrificed over 30-some years, more than actually with Elijah. And he didn't ask for anything. He didn't ask you a dime. You couldn't give him a dime if you wanted to. He went through all this here, make all this great sacrifice and everything. And then you out there doing stuff that's causing problems and resisting, and you somebody. Remember, it says anything got in the way of that stone got broken. Anything that stone fell on crushed. So you was in the way of this. And I was like, what's wrong with me? What did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? How come you didn't get on board and help your brother and sister so they wouldn't be lost because of lack of knowledge? What do you think will happen to them? What do you think will happen? So if you offend him, that means he says go send angels like those who offend him. How do you get to the hereafter? You have to be in what? In Moses' book of life? Master Muhammad's book of life? Who's in that book of life you have to be in? And who's the Lamb? That's when it broke the seals. So if you're in the book of life, you ain't going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. And it says if you get in the book of life, you got to be 100%. He ain't accepting anything less than that, because it'll be a system that lasts forever. It'll be perfect. You have no idea what you're up against, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna leave it there. It's the Bible. Here's the Quran here. Greater light, lesser light. Sun, the moon. Moon reflects the sunlight. In fact, I'm gonna close out, but if Christians knew any better, they should actually praise Prophet Muhammad, because he made them. Like I say, we can almost praise the devils because they made us. We ain't gonna do it, right? But they made us into the pressure they put us under, made us into gods. See, so we thank you for that. But still, know you're a snowman, and ain't goddamn thing we can do to save your ass in the spring. You was made for the winter. That's the mathematics of it. So we thank you, right, for putting the pressure on us in the winter, so when spring comes, we be gods. Thank you. Thank you, devils. We thank you for that. But you're a snowman. Now, if you can survive the spring, then if you can survive the heat, spring, then fine, if you can do it. Oh, boy. And like I said, and when you're under pressure, it transforms you. It's some problem. Muhammad, the pressure, Islamic is his, Abraham Islam, but I probably put some pressure on the Europeans for 1,000 years, because they were transformed to become powerful enough to rule for the next 500 years. Gave them discipline to do it. And I said, when you do that, before you transform, just before you transform, you start looking more like the people that put you under the pressure. Right? And look at here. Here's the Muslims, and look at the Christians. Now, don't these look like a lot like the Muslims look nowadays? You see what I'm saying? That wasn't the way they looked 1,000 years ago. They start looking more like this by the time they start moving over here. Middle ages start looking more and more like this by the time they go over here. See what I'm saying? Fully covered and everything else. But that wasn't the way it was when Roman times. That's the way Romans looked. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. But here's the sun. Here's the moon looking up at the sun. They don't realize they're the jinn. They fighting against. They reflecting the light of it, because. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.